Welcome back to Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adewale.
And we got a surprise guest for y'all today to talk Bears with us. Mr. Say your name for me.
Tunde. Baba Tunde Apata.
How you doing today?
I'm good. Good to be here.
Bears made a lot of moves.
Yeah.
They made a lot of moves. And obviously the first move was them hiring Coach Matt Nagy.
Right.
That was a big move. But obviously this whole free agency period so far was about the development of Mitch Trubisky. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I feel like this whole free agency was all about Mitch Trubisky. 100% when they're going down and get the wide receivers and the tight ends. And I feel like it's time to put up a shut up right now. No doubt about it.
Well, the offseason was definitely about Mitch. They didn't sign any new defenders on the Bears team. So they just signed wide receivers, a tight end, and things like that. And they got Matt Nagy, who's an offensive-minded coach. So, yeah, it's definitely all about Mitch in this offseason.
Any worries about Allen Robinson, who's a great receiver, by the way, had 1,400 yards, but coming off of ACL, does that scare you?
I'm not scared at all. I'm all about Allen Robinson. I feel like he's going to be the wide receiver we needed since Brandon Marshall left. We finally get that guy who's going to have all the receiving records, catches, yards, touchdowns. Allen Robinson all day. Yeah,
he was kind of a risk, coming off the injury to ACL. But he's going to bounce back. This is football. People get injured. I'm just surprised they signed him, man. He was the best available wide receiver, free agent, better than Sammy Watkins.
Absolutely.
And Landry, in my book, he's a big guy, about 6'3", go out there, jump and get it, so that was a great signing right there.
I think so. He's one of the best route runners in the NFL as well, too. Mm-hmm. And I think in Matt Nagy's system, coming from the Andy Reid tree,
right?
That's what they do. They're all about the West Coast offense, getting the ball out quick, and I think he fits perfectly in that system as well.
Right.
What about Trey Burton, tight end? What do you think about him?
Let me kick this one off. Like, to me, it didn't make any sense to me to sign Trey Burton. You already had. Now, I thought they was going to cut the guy, the tight end. Man, what's the guy name?
Deion Sims.
Deion Sims,
yes.
But they didn't cut him, and because he had a bonus due to him. And they signed Shaheem. They drafted him in the second round of the draft. The big guy, baby Gronk. You know what I'm saying? And so. And I'm looking, man, we got other needs. We need an edge rusher and things like this. We need other. We lost Mitch Unrein to free agency. We lost Willie Young. We lost Pernell McPhee. And then you put this guy Burton, and he only played a small percentage of the snaps for Philadelphia because he was a third string wide receiver. Third string tight end on a team, and you gave him $8 million a year. I don't understand it.
Who's the starting tight end for Philly? What's his name?
Zach Ertz.
No. Zach Ertz. Yeah, you're right. He's a Pro Bowler.
He's a Pro Bowler. Now, is this Burt? Is he? He's not better than him, though. You know what I mean?
No. Well, they say he had a great catch percentage when he was in the game. Zach Ertz missed some games, and he had great. When they threw the ball in his direction, he caught.
He had a 75% target percentage, which was pretty high.
That was pretty high.
Yeah.
Well, how I feel about the whole situation was I was high on Adam Shaheem, baby Gronk. I was big on him, and we already had Sims, the other tight end. I thought that's all we needed. I was really surprised about this pick. They must not be big on Shaheem. I mean, I thought that our former coach, John Fox, was making a big mistake when it came down to not putting him out on the field earlier and often. But obviously, there's something wrong with Adam Shaheem, so that's a red flag.
He's too young. He only played 1 year.
You got to look at it this way. I think both of you guys might be missing just a little bit here. He knows Matt Nagy's system. Trey Burton knows Matt Nagy. He comes from that Philadelphia tree. He knows where he played under Andy Reid and Doug Peterson and all that, so he knows what's going on. He don't have to really teach Trey Burton the playbook.
Right.
Trey Burton already knows it. And he knows the system. It's a whole brand new system. He's going to help Mitch out with learning the system as well.
A second round pick, a tight end from that small school,
Ashland University,
with his size, supposed to be so much of a big fat hamburger that your boy Matt Nagy should have saw him and not wanted to go get Trey Burton.
And Deion Sims got this $4 million bonus. And we have so many other holes. You paying Trey Burton $8 million a year.
This is about
he overpaid.
Once again, this is about Mitch. They want to put Mitch. They want to give him the most weapons possible.
A tight end is the quarterback best friend.
Yes.
They gave him 3 of them.
Oh,
and but Adam Shaheem, he had the hype to be the next baby Gronk. All you need is one of those. And so I'm just kind of down. I was too high on Shaheem, and with getting Burt, let me go down on Shaheem.
No, forget Burton. Now, look, it's supposed to be all about Mitch, right? But then you let the Saints take Cam Meredith away for nothing.
Well, Meredith is, once again, he's coming off knee injury. We just don't know. We just don't know about Cam. We just don't know.
So you get Allen Robinson starting wide receiver. They signed Taylor Gabriel, the little bitty, slide,
the speedster,
and the slide. And then your other starting wide receiver, I'm thinking it's gonna be Cam Meredith. Yeah. But now they let him go to the Saints. They didn't match the offer. 2 years, $10 million for $5 million a year.
Yeah.
And so now who's your starting wide receiver? Kevin White. He's gonna get hurt. We already know it.
Resurrect from like a phoenix from the ashes.
Here we go.
And that's all he can
Here we go.
That's all that can happen.
All right, hold on.
Why did he let that man go?
All right, besides that, okay, we can talk about the Bears offense all day, but let's talk about the most important part. We can talk about free agency, the draft. Right. Number 8 pick. If it was you picking for the Bears, what would you pick for? What would you look for?
Okay, I would pray to the football guy so we can get Chubb, the best defensive player out there. But if he's not available, which I'm sure he won't be, you got to go for the linebacker, the young 19-year-old from Virginia Tech. His name, forgive me.
Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah, I knew you knew his name.
19-year-old guy.
19-year-old guy. Go with him. And if he can't get it, some defensive front 7 player. And I would go for the the defensive tackle from Washington. That's like 1, 2, 3. If not, trade back.
But Ryan Pace is a crazy guy when it comes to draft. His first draft, he kept it conservative, but the last couple of drafts, he went crazy. Like he moved up when he drafted Leonard Floyd. He moved up 2 spots, traded up. All right, to get Leonard Floyd. Last year, he moved up 1 spot to get Mr. Trubisky. You don't know what this guy is going to do. You don't even know how his mind works.
Exactly right.
But if it was me, now you think about the Bears are number 8 pick, right? So the chances are that 4 quarterbacks going to go ahead of the Bears. All right, Bradley Chubb, the best defensive end, best edge rusher in the draft, he's going ahead of the Bears. Also, Saquon Barkley, he's going ahead of the Bears. I just named 6 players. Bears pick 8. Tampa Bay Buccaneers pick 7. Our Tampa Bay Buccaneers, are they going to take Quentin Nelson, the offensive guard? They saying he's the best offensive lineman in the draft. And from what I read, it's like he's the best offensive lineman of all time. He's the first ballot Hall of Fame. He ain't played a game yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Buccaneers, they need offensive lineman, but you don't know what the Bucs are going to do. Now, if the Bucs don't take Quentin Nelson, the Bears just hired the offensive line coach from Notre Dame. The Bears taking Quentin Nelson with the number.
That's what I think.
Pick.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think the Bears are going to end up with him, Quentin Nelson, because once again, this is all about, and this goes back to the point we've been saying. This is all about the development of Mitch, because not only do they want to get the receivers and the tight ends, they want that offensive line to protect him. Because at the end of the day, the Bears are going to be still a run first team, but they want to protect Mitch, and this is all about Mitch. And I think they're going offensive line at number 8.
I wouldn't be mad if they get him. That means we have the best offensive line in the league
on paper.
And then at least that's over with, and then we can worry about the defense next year.
But no, Tremaine Edmonds. That's who I want. Tremaine Edmonds. All right. The Bears. They lost Willie Young. They lost Pernell McPhee. We got Leonard Floyd by himself. They signed this guy from the 49ers. All right. Aaron Lynch or something like that. He missed like 18 games the last 2 years. Yeah. Tremaine Edmonds would be a nice edge rusher to help out Leonard Floyd, but we're not going to take that guy. We're going to take the.
All right, real quick from both of y'all. What are your expectations for the Bears next year?
Well, I'll go real quick. The Bears, they're going to win about 5 or 6 games. They're going to miss the playoffs again. This guy Ryan Pace, he opens up too many holes. Josh Hitton, go and let him go. We open up too many holes. Cam Meredith, Josh Hitton, Willie Young, all these people. No, we 6 games.
It was quick.
6 games.
I say same thing. 5 or 6 games. It's the new Mark Shreshman. It's going to look good because it's going to have a lot of yards, a lot of points, but no good. Mark Shreshman's back.
I think the Bears are going to be a better team this year. I think they are a better team today than they was last year already with the offensive moves they made. But the only problem is with the Bears is they play in the NFC North. Yeah. And they play with the Vikings and the Packers. So they probably win 7 games like that, something around that area. But I feel like they are a better team. But Minnesota picking up Kirk Cousins, Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers is going to be back along with Jimmy Graham. Right. Detroit, they just play in a really tough division. So it's going to be really hard to tell in wins of how much they improve. But I do think they are an improved team. Yeah. They will be an improved team. And you've been watching Spectator Sporting, sponsored by SpectatorSporting.com. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adewale.
Shout out to our guest, Mr. Chris Apata. What's the code name?
Babatunde Apata.
Stay tuned. We're going to have second round playoff previews and much more. Also go to SpectatorSporting.com for more videos and clips of this whole show. We out.
All right.
Yeah.